Guys, we're going to talk about accelerating the game. This is a really important concept in defending. Actually, it's the most important concept in defending. It's can have some similarities to soccer, but it's extremely unique to futsal in the sense that um, every time a player is receiving the ball, we should be accelerating the game. And oftentimes, this is something that is is missed. Even some very good youth teams that we have still do not accelerate the game every time the ball is played. Even some of the best youth teams in the country don't do this. There's this kind of weird fascination with sitting in a zone, which is typically used on smaller courts because it can be successful. But when the game is played on a official sized futsal court, then you must accelerate the game defensively. So I'm going to play this video and then we're going to talk about what's going on here defensively. This game is Barcelona has the ball, and we're watching the orange team here and how they defend. Okay, I'm going to back it up and play it one more time. You can see Barcelona wins the ball, restarts from out of bounds. And there's a very small detail that's going on that in this video, it doesn't seem too apparent, but it is incredibly important. I want you to watch every time the ball is passed by Barcelona. Watch the orange player. You see how they step up? Every time the ball is passed, what is the orange players doing? What is the defending team doing? Watch again. It happens every single time the ball is passed. And look where Barcelona has the ball. They're in zone 4. And every time the ball is passed, orange is accelerating the game. Okay, so now let's break down what it means to accelerate the game. So here we go. Barcelona has the ball, playing it out of bounds. Here's a really good example right here. Okay. You can see that this Barcelona player that's receiving the ball is getting pressured by this player. You'll notice as this ball is played to this player, the orange defender was cutting inside the court before the ball was played. When this ball was played by the goalkeeper to Barcelona, this player came from here and closed this space with his knees bent. He's not sprinting at the Barcelona player. And most importantly, he's not even trying to win this ball. This is what we call accelerating the game. The purpose of accelerating the game is to reduce the space that the attacking player has to receive, face up, and make a decision. The theory is that if each player on our defending team can accelerate the game, speed up the game, make the attacking team play faster, the theory is that the faster that we require the attacking team to play, the more likely it is for them to make a mistake and for us to win the ball. As anybody knows, when you receive the ball in a futsal game, it's very easy to make a decision if there's no pressure. But when there is pressure applied, it makes it more difficult to complete good technique in order to pass. This is a theory on accelerating the game. Every time the ball is played, you must accelerate the game. It is not only when you think you can win the ball. As you can see, this defending player in no way is going to win the ball here. No way he's going to win the ball in a tackle. But he accelerates the game to make this Barcelona player have to play faster. Let's take a look again. Notice Every time the ball's played, they accelerate. Ball's played, accelerate. Ball's played, accelerate. The ball goes to keeper, no defender. Ball's played, accelerate. Ball's played, accelerate. It makes it very tough to attack when the other team is doing that. And you'll notice if you watch high-level futsal games, almost all the time, the defending team accelerates the game. Look how far up the court they are, and they're applying pressure. It is so important to accelerate the game. Okay, now we're going to go over a very clear distinction between accelerating the game and jumping into win a tackle. When you accelerate the game, notice how this player is off of this player. You do not want, when your player does not have the ball, you don't want to close this space right next to him. The reason is because they'll just play behind you and this player will run behind. So let's say you're this player. You don't want to be right next to him. You want to be a little bit of space so that you can prevent this ball being played in behind. Then as the ball is traveling, with your knees bent, you're going to close the space as the ball is traveling, keeping an eye on which foot that this guy is. Knees bent, closing the space, staying about 1 to 1.5 steps away from him. Now, if the player makes a mistake, step in and win the ball. If they don't make a mistake, keep that space. The worst thing that can happen here is you accelerate the game and this player dribbles by you. As you can see, we have 1, 2, 3 players pressing high up the court. In futsal, typically, we're not going to leave a player back here to help. Notice everybody is accelerating the game. Now, if this guy does get beat 1v1, okay, this guy can slide over to help, and that's okay. But he is in no means standing in the middle of the court in case you get beat 1v1. You can't get beat 1v1 in futsal. You can't. So when you accelerate the game, you must do so leaving a space of a step, step and a half between you and the player that you are defending to ensure that they don't run around you. But still closing the space to make them play faster. Okay, now to review. Accelerating the game is speeding up the game so that the attacking team has less time to play and pass the ball. What it is you're bending your knees and closing the space as the ball is traveling. The purpose, again, is to make the other team play faster. What we don't want to do is go too close that the defender can get around me. And at all times in the game, we are accelerating, no matter where the other team is on the court.